The following program deals with a controversial subject. The theories expressed are not the only possible interpretation. Viewers are invited to make a judgment based on all available information.
That's a UFO up there.
The speed was extraordinary.
It looks like a flying saucer.
I made it my job to get it on tape.
Something was out there. Something overpowered the satellite.
Franklin, we see a long line, a couple of star-like things, and a lot of things swimming in the foreground. Can you describe what you're seeing?
If it is a hoax, it was done very well.
It just disappeared, vanished. It's gone. It's gone. I don't know.
Probably moved at 100 miles in a matter of a second or two.
The velocity is impossible.
What I saw in that footage blew my mind.
What is it?
You can no longer trust what the tape shows.
Every attempt to get to the bottom of this has been stonewalled.
There's more to this world than you see.
I think there's every reason to fear these things.
As the 20th century came to a close, more UFO cases were being reported than at any time in history. And not surprisingly, video cameras are now capturing hundreds of these baffling, unidentified flying objects, which continue to puzzle both those who believe and those who don't. Tonight, we will present the most compelling videotape evidence of extraordinary and unknown craft ever shown on television, and hear from a top government physicist, a video analyst, and the eyewitnesses themselves. Could these be actual alien spacecraft, sophisticated military vehicles hidden from the public, or incredible hoaxes? You decide for yourself as we investigate UFOs, the best evidence ever caught on tape 2. The UFO video you are now seeing has never been shown publicly.
That's a UFO up there.
Visually, it is perhaps the most spectacular UFO footage ever shot. Experts we called on to analyze it are intrigued. As incredible as it sounds, it appears to be a real flying saucer caught on tape.
I got it on film here. I'm zoomed into it.
It was shot by a young man who was attending an outdoor arts festival in Nevada last September. Speaking for the first time on national television, the cameraman, who goes by the name Eric, recounts his UFO sightings and how it felt to capture it on tape.
I reached for my camera, and I zoomed in and got a close-up of it that the naked eye could not make out, because to the naked eye, it looked like just a speck of red light way up there in the sky. When you zoom in, you see this incredible array of lights that are going around a rim. I think the footage speaks for itself. We just sat there just so in awe of what it was, not knowing anything. It looks like a flying saucer, but you try and your mind's going, no, this can't be.
Eric claims that shortly after beginning to videotape the UFO, his batteries ran out. When he returned with the camera fully charged, the mysterious object had vanished.
It must have left pretty quickly, because it caught it sitting there motionless. As you'll see, it does not move, and the camera's lock is sitting steadily on the ground. So that's what makes it so interesting to me.
But could this merely be someone's intricately designed device made to wow the Nevada festival participants? Or is it an actual hovering craft of unknown origin?
I don't see any indications that this was added after the event. Whatever this light phenomena is, it seems to be at that location. The most significant detraction to this being a UFO is the fact that it appeared during a festival that celebrates light sculpture. So my guess would be this is some kind of floating device with lots of Christmas lights that's being suspended in the air somehow. Possibly a balloon. But it seems to genuinely be there in the sky.
This video clearly shows an object out there, some sort of a some sort of a device, man-made or not man-made, but an artificial device with lights that appear to be going around, flashing on and off in a very strange manner. One could argue that it's a real UFO.
Yet Eric himself seems to suggest both on the tape and in his interview. The object he videotaped could have a very earthly explanation.
Damn, it looks good. It's a really good effect, whatever that is. It's a really good effect.
Being that we're out there with a lot of creative individuals, that somebody somehow managed to suspend the most brilliant light sculpture up in the heavens. That's a pretty beautiful object, whatever it is.
October 1994. This incredible video of what appears to be a gigantic UFO hovering next to New York City's World Trade Center was shot by a group of Italian tourists aboard a cruise ship. Is it possible the video actually shows a huge flying saucer over Manhattan?
If this image is real, it's amazing. What strikes me as being unconvincing about this videotape, shot in Lower Manhattan, is the camera operator, even though he's got a huge UFO appearing by the Twin Towers, actually moves the camera away and down, and on the audio portion of the tape, no one is reacting to what should be a terrifying phenomenon.
And here you have a video of a huge, what would be a huge object, if it's a real object out there at the distance of the Twin Trade Centers. So you would expect that the people who got that video would have done something with it. They would have told the UFO groups. Instead, this video just sort of remained underground, has been rediscovered right here on this show.
Though the World Trade Center UFO video remains a mystery, other people around the country are actually using video cameras to capture extraordinary objects that cannot be explained conventionally. Some people are actually becoming UFO video hunters. Chris Miller is one of them.
I guess it started with my grandfather. He died in 1980 and left me all of his material and on Eric von Daniken. And Eric von Daniken's whole idea was that we were visited once before. And it was my idea that I want to try to go out and try to get proof for this. It started basically 5 years ago in Michigan, while we were living in Michigan, and I caught one object on video and I brought it to the airport, and no one knew what it was there, and that's how the ball started rolling. On May 2nd, 1998, we were outside, my son and I were outside playing in the dirt, and I look up and I saw, and it was kind of cloudy that day, and I saw something sitting up in the clouds. So I ran real quick, my camcorder was ready to go, I came back, and I zoomed right up to it. For about 15 minutes I have this on video, but for the first 5 minutes, all of a sudden it disappeared. It went from one part of the sky at least 20, 30 miles in a split second. I zip the camera over and I catch it again. And it was just absolutely fantastic because the object is huge. It's definitely over 100 feet in diameter. I set the zoom on infinity, basically, and zoomed into the maximum, and it looks, it's hard to say what it looks like, but it looks like a flying saucer.
Incredibly, Miller was able to capture this amazing UFO cluster and 2 orbs on video as well.
When I was taping the cluster, my heart was racing. You can even hear me breathing hard. After I realized what I captured on tape, it felt great. For the past 3 years, I've been told so many things, I'm not really sure what to believe anymore. Naval Intelligence studied my footage for 4 months, and their only comment was they have no idea what the objects are. I have no idea what I'm catching on video. If these objects are ours, military, secret projects, we're at least 1,000 years beyond our present technology that they let us know about. I personally think it's a desensitization process that our public is going through by seeing these things. Try to have your camcorder handy and ready at all times, so when you do see something, you'll catch something amazing on video, and then we all can come together and go to Congress with this, and then the public hearings could start, and the Americans could learn the truth once and for all.
And Miller is not alone in his desire to capture UFO evidence for public scrutiny.